Hi, I'm Stephen Majors. I'm Vice President of Global Communications and Investor Relations at the Alliance for Regenerative Medicine. Pleased to be joined today by Fyodor Urnov from the Innovative Genomics Institute. Fyodor, thank you for coming on ARM Studios.
Pleasure to be here.
Great. And I think everyone in our community is very familiar with the baby KJ story at this point, but can you just give us a quick synopsis of the great work that happened this past summer?
3 things. This was a team effort. Without an Avengers-like constellation of organizations with non-overlapping superpowers, we would have never had this kid back at home with his family. Elite hospital job, phenomenal gene editors at Penn Medicine at the IGI, phenomenal CDMOs in terms of manufacturing the CRISPR components, so Aldevron, IDT, Acuitas, animal studies, Jackson Labs, Food and Drug Administration. You know, we talk about it takes a village to raise a child. It took an entire city to treat this kid. We don't have excuses anymore to say, you know what, dear parent of a child with something like this, sorry. What do you mean sorry? You did that for Kyle. So I think we have to ride this momentum, and that I think is my third point. You know, like I hear Secretary Kennedy, Commissioner McCary, Director of the CBER Prasad, speak publicly and eloquently about how important this moment is for American healthcare. And I think we have a tremendous opportunity to leverage that, to leverage not just the goodwill towards the field, but also a sense of innovation, right? Like a whole bunch of the things that the team Kyle Jr. did were not textbook. I guarantee you, they were not. I've read the textbook. We had to make stuff up as we went along across all facets: CMC, farm clinic, non-clinical farm talks, regulatory, and even clinical development. Well, you know, guess what? Kid number 2 will take more innovation, and let's just do it.
So this story has broken through in the public consciousness, perhaps bigger than any other story in our sector up until this point. How do we make sure this story leads to something even bigger?
Let's count back from success. 2035. We're having this conversation. What do we say we've accomplished? Well, imagine we were having this conversation in 2012, 2013, when Carl June and the team at Penn treated Emily Whitehead with what will become Kymriah. You know, one kid saved from a horrible death by this incredibly innovative thing that we didn't know what that was. We didn't know how to commercialize it. Is it scalable? Is anybody going to pay for it? How well is it going to work? Well, you know, 7 approved medicines later, thank you very much, and 50,000 patients treated with approved medicines. CAR-T is an established field. We have to forward integrate to 2035 when CRISPR on demand for severe disease is commercially reimbursable and a reality of the practice of medicine. And I think that's going to take 3 things. First things first, it's going to take more children with devastating diseases treated with innovative medicines. You can't learn how to treat dying children by treating monkeys. That's just a fact of our field. Number 2, we have to prepare to be nimble to innovation. Like, I don't think that the 2035 platform for cures, I mean, it's probably going to have the word CRISPR, but I don't know CRISPR what. So we cannot let decisions that we made in 2015 guide what we do in 2025 and then stay with us into 2035. And I think number 3 is, I really think we should leverage this into thinking about CRISPR for N of 1 and CRISPR for N of rare into CRISPR for many, right? We have clear evidence that genetic therapies can be efficacious in autoimmune disease. There was just a piece of data about lupus. How about that data about genetic therapies for cardiac fibrosis? There is now a genetic therapy on approach for macular degeneration, genetic therapy. So pretty much anything that we can drug at the molecular level ultimately has an opportunity to become a therapy in the real world. So I personally am going to spend the next 10 years burning bright, along with a large team, on the quest to build more medicines for the Kyle Juniors of the world. But for the sector at large, let's get to approved medicines in that space, but also let's very aggressively transition into much larger patient populations.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Fyodor. Great work.